Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hellenic Club on this International Men's Day. My name's Russell Goodrick and I'm your MC for today. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I'd also like to thank the management of the Hellenic Club for allowing us to use the premises, and a special thank you to President Minas Samaras. Right now I'd like to introduce to the microphone our chairman, Dennis Beros, better known as Jack, to welcome you officially. Jack.
Thanks, Russell, and hello, and well, welcome. It's my job. Welcome. Really welcomed you all, and particularly to Jenny and Chris. Thank you for coming and being a bit of a focal point for us today. Okay. So we're a small group, and the teenagers around me would say, it is what it is. And the elders around me would say exactly the number of people who are meant to be here today are here today. So a real thank you for doing this. It is an important day, and it's particularly important for this organisation. Quick nutshell on Men's Health and Wellbeing WA. I know that a lot of you would know this organisation well. It's roughly 20 years old and has had a few different incarnations and a few different names, and a couple of the past presidents of the organisation are sitting in our audience today. The current board of this organisation first met in April this year, so it's a fairly fresh board. Previous board stood down en masse, and a new group of men stood up, or a new group of people, and in this case they were all men, unfortunately, as it should be. What we inherited at that time was an organisation that had very little money, no income stream, no staff, and no office. Just some kind of promise or thought that there should be a peak body in this space. And in February of this year, a bunch of us got together. I think there were 20 plus members and interested people, and probably another 15 apologies to that meeting. And even though the previous board had decided that it was time to wind this organisation up, pretty much everyone present at that meeting said, no, this is important, this has value, let's keep it alive. And the current board, bless them, and thank you to my colleagues on that board, have kept a life support system on, and we've brought things to this point. Those of you who will remain for the AGM will get a little more insight into that. But that's the short history of where we're at. Our focus has been on tidying up the governance, taking the reins from the previous board, who were very gracious, I might say, about how that happened. We have participated in the development of the men's and boys' health and wellbeing policy in the state, which is still underway. And we have focused as much as we can on strategy, what needs to happen. And the one thing that we were all clear on and had a consensus on was the fact that we needed to create spaces where the sector could start to come together and hear each other and figure out together what needs to happen in this space. So I guess that the big question for me today, and what I hope to come out of this, the discussion, particularly afterwards, is firstly, are we right? Is there actually a need for a peak body in this space? Previous board had decided that there was not a need, and I know that there's been input to the recent policy development which reflect that from at least one participant. Now I don't know about you, but I'm aware of peak bodies in everything from fisheries to the women's sector have a peak body, probably more than one. everybody, every industry, most government instrumentalities, and most non-profits have some kind of peak body. So what is it? Why am I even doubting it myself? And the answer that occurs to me is that I'm wondering if part of it, and this is a personal thing as much as anything, is part of this about men not yet really getting that they're a thing, or that we are a thing, and that we need some focus and some attention, and we need to start turning inwards, looking inwards, and having inward conversations about what we're going to do about all the issues that face us. And I wonder if there's a kind of a cringe there in me and potentially in others. I think I perceive it in government from some of the things that I've read. It's a cringe around the three Ps, that men can be seen to be the problem, the perpetrators, and the patriarchy, and that there's a disinclination to support or acknowledge or go, well, let's start doing the work in this space. So it's my deep hope that today we can begin that conversation. And once again, thank you all for being here very deeply, and I look forward to the conversation. Thanks, Russell.